Today we want to go over something when you first get your truck. What are we talking about? We're talking about the 10 best things and probably the most important things to get when you first get your truck. So let's start with number 10 and work way up to number 1. Now some of these things are kind of obvious and some you might not have thought of. The first thing you should get, and we're going to start with some inexpensive items. Very first thing, or number 10, what would you recommend?
Is floor mats, and that can be anything from your WeatherTechs, Huskies, even the new one that we're carrying is the 3D mats, but those are going to be custom measured. You'll see some universal ones in Walmart and stuff. Those are decent, but they're not the best. Get ones that are measured to fit your vehicle. Those are going to offer you the best protection. They're going to be easy to clean. I know the dealership tries to throw some in there, and that's part of your deal. Nothing's free from the dealership, so don't believe that when they say we're throwing these in. Now they charge you somewhere for it. But get ones you want. We can get you different colors that fit your truck and fit your needs. That's the other thing. A WeatherTech might be perfect, but a different brand might be a better fit for you. So come talk to us and we'll get you the right floor mats.
Okay, that's number 10. Number 9, now some of our truck people have this already or some are not familiar with it. It's called a tailgate light bar. What is that? Well, it's a strip that's going to go right underneath your tailgate, and it's basically lights up at night and lights up for your blinkers, your left and right blinkers. When you go, now the ones we like also have reverse light in it, and when you hit your brakes. Now, I consider this not just something that looks good, but it does look good. It helps. What I mean by that is people, when you hit the brakes and that whole light strip lights up, people see. If you're making a left or right, people see it, and it does light up at night. And that makes, again, being seen is so important. So I do recommend a tailgate light bar, which is like a little strip that goes right. It's going to go above your bumper, below your tailgate. It's a little area right there. And I think it's not real expensive, and it's something that makes a big difference. All right, so the next one we go here. Okay, actually that was number 8. So you want to do number 9?
Yep, number 9. LED headlights for your truck. The reason why LED is a good option is because it is a true white light and it's going to provide more light output. There are some caveats on that, so once again, recommend come in and talk to us. Your truck specifically might not be able to take an LED light. You might have to go with a different style, but come talk to us. But it is an upgrade. It's a safety upgrade. That's the other thing. You know, a lot of this stuff could be safety related and stuff, but if you have a pure white light, it helps when you're driving down the road, especially late at night. It's going to hit the reflectors better on the road. It's going to reflect off the signs better so you can read stuff. And as long as you get the right light for your housing and it's a good quality light, you're not going to blind everybody out there. But the ones you see driving down the street, one's blue, one's burned out, all that, guys, they bought the cheap Amazon specials, and it probably worked 2 weeks, and that's where they're stuck with it, and now they're trying to find another one. The ones we sell, we've had really good luck with. Chris has them in his truck, I have them in my wife's truck, and they've been in there for over a year now, never had a single one go out or an issue. So
when it comes to LED, try to stay away from the Chinese knockoffs. And I know they're less money, but you're actually paying more in the long run because they're burning out very, very quickly. So keep that in mind, and not just do your headlights, but you can also do your fog lights, stuff like that. Just like the light bar helps you being seen, the LED helps you see. So again, these are, besides they looking good, these I consider a safety thing. I mean, if you can see better, especially if you're going to a street with very little lights, it really makes a big difference. Okay, let's go into the next one here. Now, what we have here is protection for your paint. Now, that covers a lot of different things, and so I'm going to talk about one part, he'll talk about another. One thing I like is mud flaps. And the main reason is all that debris that's coming from the ground, instead of raining on the side of your vehicle, besides getting dirty, is you get chips and stuff like that. What's another good paint protection you can think of? Any
of the stuff, and I know a lot of you guys, if you've had older trucks, you remember the old straight up and down bug guards. They were very functional, but they looked horrible. Nowadays, companies that have been out there and doing this a long time, they've made them more aerodynamic. They still offer a lot of protection to help you from getting paint chips and scratching paint and stuff like that. They have a little lip, so it keeps the bugs and stuff going up over your truck. So it's a good investment. It's not an expensive investment. Some companies even offer painting options on them. You can get them in smoke and chrome. So the sky is really the limit on that. You just have to call us and talk to us, and once again, we'll get you set up with something that meets your needs and what you feel looks best for your truck. You might like the ones that sit very flush. You might want a little lip. So there's options out there. Come see us. And it's one of the things that can really, painting a hood or fenders is expensive.
Yes.
Very expensive. Body shop work is not cheap. So put something on there to protect it and get something that looks good.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money. Again, you got the mud flaps, you got the bug shield. You can do a little trim around the door edges, because when you open up and you don't want to scratch the paint, there's a lot of different paint protections.
And on the mud flaps, we like the WeatherTech ones because they are molded to your vehicle. So don't think of the old school mud flaps that were just triangle, or not triangles, but rectangles.
Yeah.
These are molded to fit your vehicles, fit specific. They really blend in. They're not going to make it look completely obvious.
They're going to look like they came with the truck. And again, that's ones we like because they are a really good fit. And just like those floor mats we're talking about, we like the ones that are molded to fit and laser cut. I think those are great. Okay, let's go into the next one. We went from paint protection going to number 6. Now, we're going to go into a couple parts of this, but this is part number 1. Number 6 is get it covered for the back. Now, let's say you're in a condo and they just want to cover on the back, any cover. Well, if you're looking for an entry-level cover, you're looking for a soft cover. Now, you can use a folding one or rolling one, and they both have their pros and cons. Now, the ones you don't want to get are,
once again, the Amazon specials.
Yes.
And the biggest difference is the ones that you see on Amazon, they use a very low grade vinyl. They have to figure out a way to save money somewhere down the line. So what they use is an indoor-outdoor vinyl. It's something that's not designed to be put out in the elements. The ones that we have here from the reputable brands, it is a marine grade, outdoor rated vinyl. We have one that's been sitting in front of the store for almost 7 years now, and when people see it, they say, wow, that looks really new. Plus, they also use a better stitching. Some of them are double stitched, some of them, they use a heavier material. So that little bit of cost bump is going to save you down the road, because now Chris isn't walking in here, well, I already bought this one, now I need to buy this one. Just buy a good one from the beginning. Stay away from the Amazon ones. He has pictures on his phone of one that was maybe a year on the truck. It was cracked, torn up, and the guy's like, I don't even use it. It's just there because it makes my HOA happy.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
And you want to get a good brand like Xtan or Truxedo, and we have a few other really good brands. Lear, that makes a nice soft cover. The main thing is you want to get something, it is a UV protected, and you want something with a good warranty. Some of the Amazon ones, if you have a problem, there's nowhere to go. There's no one to, where you get a reputable company where they have a nice 5-year or something, even have a lifetime warranty. You know they're taking care of you if you have a problem down the road. That's why we don't sell the Amazon specials or a lot of those things, just because if there's a problem, we know the companies we work with will take care of you. Those we don't want to take a chance with. Okay, so that was our soft covers. Let's go into number 5. What do we got for number 5, Dave?
We're getting into towing accessories, which that's going to include your draw hitches, fifth wheels, goosenecks, all that stuff that goes in there. And one of the reasons we bring it up, you buy your fancy truck, it comes with the actual hitch, or if you don't have a hitch, we can do a hitch for you. But if it comes with a hitch, you don't have a drawbar or the ball or the gooseneck stuff in some of the new trucks like the new Rams. There is a specific kit for that. You can't just go buy a universal kit. You have to buy the one that says fits Ram only, because they cut it a little bit different. They made it work for them. So when it comes to the towing stuff, and you got to make sure, there's a lot of laws and rules that go into that, so you got to make sure it's rated for what you're towing. Don't be throwing a 7,000-pound boat on a Class 3, because if the cops pull you over, just because you did it doesn't mean that it's not illegal. And trust me, an overweight ticket, especially down here in Florida, in the Keys, can go into thousands and thousands of dollars in fines, because they don't want you to wreck and close down the highway.
In the worst case, besides the fine and everything else, if you had, and I hate to say this, we had a customer a few months back bought a 35-foot RV, and he had it was like a Class 3 with a tow rating of, I think it was like 7,500. No, it was 6,500. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Obviously, the camper was about 10,000 pounds, and he had towed it over here. And I said, first thing I said, that does not work for that. Basically, you're taking a huge risk pulling that. And of course, we switched him to a Class 4 that would handle that weight. And again, if you're going to get any towing accessories, you should talk to us. There's a lot of things you might not know about that we can help you with. Also, there's even small things, like, for example, the new GMC has that multi-function tailgate that opens up like a step. a lot of people don't know, if you have a little hitch sticking out there with the draw arm and the ball, that thing comes on, smacks that sucker, and you have a nice old dent in the tailgate. And for whatever reason, the dealerships aren't mentioning it to the customer. You can't leave that on there. These are things we will tell you. So that's kind of your whole towing there. And there's a lot of variables, and it's if you get a truck, a lot of times you get a truck because you're going to tow that camper or the boat or jet ski, whatever you're doing. So again, that's something we can help you with, and that's something you definitely should look into. Okay, now let's go up to number 4, and this is something I kind of like. It's called storage. Now, when storage covers a lot of stuff, so I'm going to talk about some of the stuff I like. I have a storage called a swing case by Undercover, and basically it's little toolboxes that fit in the wheel wells, and they swing on out for you to access them. And you can go on my YouTube video and see these. Now, besides the swing cases, what other storage would you recommend?
There's a product out there called Truck Luggage, which is really nice, and we know for a fact it does hold a set of golf clubs, stuff like that. Now, that's if you have a nice cover because the truck luggage is open on the top, but it gives you some place to put your stuff. You can put groceries in it, you can put golf clubs in it, and it's the same thing. If your truck didn't come with an under the seat storage, but you got that crew cab, there are companies out there that make stuff that we can add in post-purchase, so you can say, and now I want that. I mean, they have lockable ones, so if you carry firearms. They have open ones. Your kid's got a bunch of stuff that they carry around, their shoes and stuff like that. So there's some different options on whether you need a little bit bigger storage. The swing cases are great. Even into some of the other stuff, some of the covers offer add-on accessories, which not everybody thinks about when they come in the door. What are you going to do with your junk once you have all this nice stuff? You have all this stuff in your bed. Man, now I got all this stuff floating around. Or you have that towing stuff. The swing case is perfect if you have a draw hitch and your cables and all that stuff you want for towing. A swing case is a perfect addition for that, because now you have a place where it's lockable. And that's the thing. Do you need lockable or unlockable? That's a big consideration that you guys need to really consider.
Just a plain old toolbox in the back. There's 10,000 variables on that as well. And these are things we can help you with that too. Okay, so storage, we talk about, underneath the rear seat. You talk about in the bed. There's swing cases. There's all kinds of types of setups for that. Okay, now, this is a big thing here. Now, number 3, let's talk about what it is.
It's step bars. And the reason why we bring up step bars is don't get caught into the dealer trap. We're going to throw these on your brand new truck for free. Once again, nothing's free. But sometimes what the dealerships use or what their manufacturer use isn't the best for your application, for your lifestyle, for your vehicle. So tell the dealer, say, I don't want it. Come to us. We will talk to you about the different options you have, what we feel and what we have seen, because we do a lot of step bars. What's going to work best for your style truck? Something that works on a mid-size is different than something that works on a full size, or you got that big Ram 3500. That's a completely different step than a mid-size, and where they're going to sit and how they're going to work, and do you have kids? Do you have animals? There's different things. Most of the steps now mount in a location set by the manufacturer, but there are some out there that have options that we can get you a step that comes a little bit lower if you have somebody that's shorter in your family. Once again, the kids, the pets, stuff like that.
And I tell you, when you're talking about the mid-size being different from the full size, we do have some videos out there talking about that. And like, for example, the Toyota Tacoma, the Chevy Colorado, the GMC Canyon, the biggest problem is the factory steps sit so high up. You get the door jamb, and your step bar is like half an inch below it, where it really needs to be several inches there to make a true step. Now, there's brands out there that make that perfect step. These are things we always make sure we get for you. So keep that in mind. When you're getting your steps, there's a lot of variables. You can get them, of course, in the stainless steel chrome. You can get them black. You can also get wheel to wheel. What's the difference? Well, it goes past your rear door. You have a third step. If you have a toolbox in the back of your truck, and it will make it easier to access that toolbox. These are things that we can help you with. And there's a lot of different brands out there. For example, a lot of the cheaper brands, the brackets are not as good. Well, what's the problem with that? Well, in the back it has to have more or less 3 prongs that kind of hold it from pivoting. Some of the cheaper brands only have 2 prongs. So what happens is you step on it, it has a tendency to tilt a little bit. And I had that happen, I don't mention the brand, it was a customer brought it in, and I told him as soon as I looked at the bracket, I said, you're going to have problems. What do you mean? I said, this bracket doesn't have enough support system in it. So these are things that we would work with you and help you with. So when you're getting ready to get step bars, which a lot of trucks, like for example, the Rams, they sit so high up. And if you get a four-wheel drive, that sits high. So you definitely want to get step bars. Number two, let's go into number two. And this is something you need to get right away. Some kind of bed liner. And there's a lot of different types. Now, Dave, tell me about some of the different types and the ones you might recommend.
Well, nowadays you'll see, you buy your brand new GMC Denali, what happens? It comes with the spray and bed liner. Spray and bed liners are good, but it will not protect you from getting a dent. It will also wear down, it will get gray and stuff like that. So even you guys that have a spray and liner, no matter what brand it is, even if you had a local company do the spray in, you should at least look at something like an impact mat or a bed rug, because they just cover the middle part, which is the part that gets used. That little investment that you're going to make now on protecting that center of your bed, the used part of your bed, when it comes time to sell that truck, say you have the impact liner and it's destroyed, it's easy to come out, you pull it out, but now guess what? That spray and liner looks brand new underneath. So now when you go and ask for a trade-in value, Mr. Dealership goes, oh man, your bed looks amazing. It's extra money when it comes to that, because as much as we love our trucks, we like to upgrade our trucks, and we are going to eventually get another truck. So even starting something simple as that, if you have a bed liner, those are a good option to put something back there to help protect that spray in. And also, if you drop the toolbox, the cinder block, let that take the impact. You're less likely to get a dent in your bed, because the spray is not going to stop it from denting.
And like, for example, there's multiple types. For example, Ford uses a aluminum bed now. Now, they did that to save weight. Now, the problem with aluminum, it damages really, really easy. And a lot of people, I'll just spray it. And like you were saying before, the spraying will still dent. If you drop something, guess what? The spraying just bends with the metal. Now, of course, there's a lot of vehicles like the Toyota Tacoma, the Honda Ridgeline, and even the GMC Canyon,
the Carbon Pro.
Carbon Pro bed. They're not metal beds. They're kind of, what are they, fiberglass? Or
well, the Carbon Pro is a carbon fiber-based bed. And then the other ones, they're a polymer material or a composite material, but they can still...
They can scratch.
Get damaged. They can
real easy too. All you have to do is go look at some used car lots for Toyota Tacomas, and they scratch up like a son of a gun. The worst thing is they're a black bed, so when they scratch, the scratches are white. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. So those are the ones you think, oh, I don't need a bed liner. You actually need it more. So if you get, again, a Honda Ridgeline, the Carbon Pro bed from GMC, the Toyota Tacoma, you get a bed rug mat right down the middle where all the wear and tear is, that will protect your bed. And that makes a big difference. And a lot of things about some of these bed liners, maybe not the spray-ons, obviously, stay with it, but if you get a bed rug, and you happen to buy, let's say I had a gentleman who leased this vehicle 3 years, we just kept taking the bed rug, putting in a new vehicle. You didn't have to keep buying it.
Yeah, you're just maybe buying an install kit.
That's right.
And so you're good to go. So
saves your money. I mean, at least if you have a steel bed or whatever, at least get a drop-in plastic liner, because you need something in there. If you leave it bare metal, man, you'll discover how easy it gets scratched, and it gets scratched very, very fast. So that's the second most important thing you should get. Now, Dave, what is the number one thing we recommend when you first get your truck?
So you guys heard us talk about soft covers. The most important thing is a hard cover, and the big difference is your level of security. The reason we split them up, one is there is a price difference between them, but now we're getting into security. A soft cover, a guy with an X-Acto knife can cut that vinyl, take your stuff. A hard cover, they better be coming with some tools. And I always tell customers that, because it's aluminum and it's the way it locks down to the rail system and the bed system. Now you got some security. So if you're traveling, you're going on that road trip and you got luggage back there and you're in the hotel and you hit the lock and your tailgate locks, it is very secure. Now, obviously, if somebody really wanted to get in there, they're going to get in there, and that's with anything. Even a one-piece fiberglass, they could still get in there. But you're making it harder. Thieves want opportunity. Yeah. That lowers that opportunity for them. They got to take more time. They're going to make more noise. So a hardcover, there's other benefits. They look better. They function better. Whether it's rolling or folding, Chris can get into that. But it's a for security and just durability, a hard cover is definitely number one.
It's important. Like, for example, on my previous truck, I had a trifold soft cover. And I'm just like some of my customers. At the time, I was like, well, I just want to spend a little bit of money. I used to like to, well, I still like to travel, but when I used to go on a trip, I would have all my luggage in there. Well, I would stop for lunch, and I always had parked the truck near the window. And the main reason is I was always afraid someone's going to break in and steal my luggage. So when I got my new truck, I made sure I got a hard cover this time around. So if I put something of value in the back, I don't have to worry about someone taking the stuff. The soft covers are great for keeping the elements out and keeping the prying eyes out, but unfortunately...
Keeping your HOA quiet while you're waiting on a hard cover, you haven't decided or...
But the hard cover is the best way to go, and you can do it a folding cover. You can do a rolling cover. There's a lot of variables out there, and the price points are all over the place. Now, when it comes to hard covers, stay away from the Chinese knockoffs. The American-made products, yes, they are more money, but they will have a better warranty, better service from the factory because they're American-made, and the most important thing is they're better made. I mean, I'll tell you, we work with everything. Now, I've seen a lot of customers coming here, they've already bought a hardcover, and they're having me take it off because I have all these problems with it. It wasn't well made, it was falling apart. I put one of our covers on there, they last a long time. And I make sure the ones we're selling here are good, high quality. So stay away from the knockoffs and the Chinese ones and stuff. Sometimes Chinese stuff you can get a good deal with at Amazon specials, but on your big ticket stuff, you have to go and spend a little bit more. But the way you're going to keep your truck, if you're planning to keep your truck more than 3 or 4 years, you might also get the better stuff because it's going to be better for you in the long run. It's going to last longer, and they look better, they age better, and that's real important. So again, we can help you with any of the covers and stuff.
And to that point too, if you guys buy one, the hard covers, whether it's a hard folding or a hard rolling, they hold their value. So you have a Toyota Tundra right now, you put it on there. Couple years you're due up, you want to go get a new one, you can take that cover off, and guys have sold those for very minimal under what they sell for new because prices are going up. So if you bought that 2 years ago, you can sell it for almost new, especially if you keep it in good shape, and it's not hard to maintain them, but you do have to make sure you're washing them and cleaning them. But that's an investment where it's easy to turn around, and especially if you list a Retrax or an undercover or something like that, one of the names that's out there, and you put it out there and you have a common truck, that thing's not going to sit around. So that investment you're making, you're going to get the benefits. You can get it back if you trade out in your truck, and you got to get something new. And now you're not really spending that extra money. But if you have, Billy Bob's covers, people are going to look at you and go, who made that? Where is that? And I showed Chris one, there was a cover, we're not going to mention names. I put in their address into Google. They literally have a warehouse that they ship out of in the skeeviest part of Los Angeles I've ever seen. If you come in and say, Dave, Chris, can you show me where Retrax is? I can pull it up and show you right on the map where Retrax is in the Dakotas, or Undercover, or back up in Michigan. And that's who you're calling. You're calling that company that's here, and they know exactly what you have. They're going to ask you a couple questions. Okay, we're going to send you a replacement.
I mean, Roll Lock is 15 minutes down the street from us, and it's a great facility. I've been there, I've been going there for I don't know how many decades, and it's nice when you're dealing with a real company, not someone who's importing their stuff in from who knows where. And a lot of times, like I said, it's be a warehouse. And it's funny, if you see all the cheap stuff all the locations are California, because that's basically it comes in off a boat. They have a warehouse, they say, oh, it's American made. It's not American made, it's just stored in America. It's like,
I sent that company, I sent them an email to ask them where their products are made. They banned me off their social media sites. I'm no longer allowed to even comment on their stuff, and they refuse to answer my email. What does that tell you? Versus
Imagine if you're having a problem and you're just asking one question, And then another thing when it comes to covers, as you know, the dealerships sell covers. I recommend buying it from either from us or for another reputable company like us. Why? Well, a lot of times, like for example, on the Ram 1500s with the Ram box, the dealers are selling these trifold covers, and they're selling it for almost $800 or $900, and it's a soft cover.
And they'll tell you can only get the Mopar.
Yeah.
That's not true.
For a little bit more, a couple $100, you can get a hard cover. I mean, but again, you're paying for, like that case, Mopar. You know, no, I gotta admit, they're actually good quality soft covers. Are they worth $800 or $900?
No.
Now, there's some companies like Ford, for example, has a deal with Back Industries where they're selling the backflip G2, which is a very old model. And Ford puts a little logo on it, says Ford on it. And to be honest with you, I haven't sold a G2 in years because when they came out with the new model called the MX-4, it was a far superior cover. And it was just $100 more than the old cover. And it was so much better. It had a lot of better features. So I stopped selling the G2s, I don't know how many years ago. Well, Ford puts their little logo on it and said, this is the latest cover. That is an old cover, that they're just putting their name on it. It's not even made by Ford, and the worst thing is they're selling them for more money than the new model.
Then you could come in here.
Yeah.
And the other thing with this, guys, and we've seen it a lot more with the supply shortages.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
A lot of guys are ordering trucks, then they're coming into the store. They said, Chris, I got this brand new truck on order. What do I want to do? One of the things you can do is you can always have a dealer ask them to overwrite your loan and use that money that that little bit they're gonna tie up, but you can come out of here and say, okay, I know my cover's gonna be this much, my steps are gonna be this much, get the stuff you want. Mm-hmm. The better stuff, the newer stuff like Chris was just saying, then it's still on your car loan. Mm-hmm. And you're not putting it on a credit card or trying to find new financing. Now, if you can pay for it, great, but not everybody has that option. This is just, remember, you can do this, and some dealerships won't tell you that you can do that, mm-hmm. but you can always have them, they'll give you a check, you deposit it, and then you come see us, say, hey, I got my money, mm-hmm. pay for your stuff, and now you got the latest stuff that was just produced last month, not sitting in a warehouse for 2 years because it was branded for GM, Ford, Ram, whatever. So there's some options. You can call the store, ask to speak to John, especially when it comes to that. He has a lot of experience in that. He can get you set up.
We all have a background in working for the dealerships. I had worked for dealerships many, many years ago. And as our company works with a lot of local dealerships, about 200 of them. And, we work with them all the time now. Unfortunately, when we sell a product directly to the dealership and then they go put it on the customer's vehicle, on average, they're going to add about 30%. So if it's a $1,000 cover, you will be paying $1,300. Now, if you were able to buy directly from us, you would save that 30%. So that's something to think about. Not that we want to put down the dealerships because we do a lot of business with them, but a lot of salespeople will send them directly to us. So we will help out that way. Again, our list here, just quickly over number 10, floor mats. Number 9, LED headlights, fog lights. Number 8, a tailgate light. Number 7, paint protection. Number 6, the soft cover. Number 5, towing accessories. 4, storage. 3, step bars. 2, a bed liner. And of course, number 1, we recommend for anyone to purchase a new truck, a hard tunnel cover, folding, rolling. Anything that secures your product with a hard cover is the best way to go. Again, this is Dave and Chris, and we're with C&H Auto Accessories here in Margate, Florida. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. We appreciate that, right?
Yeah, and it's free.
It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to the channel, stay up to date. And again, if you have questions, we'll put the phone number to the store in the bottom of this video. Our address will be there, and of course our website. So anything you see that you want to ask more questions, you can give us a call. Of course, you can ask for John, who's behind the camera today. And of course, Dave or myself would be glad to help you out. Anything else you want to mention, Dave?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Just, guys, when you're doing this, you're making a big investment. Some of these trucks are getting $80,000, $90,000. Mm-hmm. When you're buying this stuff, it's not the time to be cheap. You're going to pay for it double, 3 times over. You're going to have problems. You're going to have headaches. It's nicer to pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, Chris, I went over some train tracks. My cover's not great. And he fixes it for you. And if it's in the first year, you're not paying us. Mm-hmm. He's going to go out there and fix it for you, and now you're happy again. Find that on Amazon or eBay.
Yes. It's really important to deal with a company that's been around. We've been around for a long time. All you have to do is go on YouTube and see the 3,000 plus videos we posted up. So you know who we are. And it's that safety net of dealing with a company like us that can help you out. So instead of dealing with some guy selling out of his garage, we're the company that actually install this stuff. And most importantly, if you have questions, if you purchase something from us and you have a question on the installation, we can walk you through it.
Yeah, that's for the guys in Texas and Oklahoma, because we've been getting a call from a lot of you. We'll gladly send the products to you, but it's nice to be able to pick up the phone, talk to him, talk to me, and say, hey, I'm stuck here. What do I do? We can get you moving in no time because we do it on a regular basis. The guy that advertised in front of this video, he didn't do it. So make sure you're ordering right from us.
It's another company, a tunnel something, and they're trying to pretend they're associated with us. I don't know. Some guy standing in front of a truck. Oh, buy a tunnel cover or something.
If you don't pick up the phone and call and talk to John, you called the wrong place.
Exactly. Again, thank you. This is C&H Auto Accessories in Margate, Florida, and we appreciate watching our video.